Jeez Louise, it's hot. Woo. Woo. But I need this money today to be just as hot. So let's get it.
Call me Bucky, lucky that I'm innocent. If I didn't have no morals, I'd be menacing. How about nigga rapping conscious but he ignorant? How he found the hood but still gon' go legitimate?
So I really don't know what to expect today, because yesterday I came out about my normal time on a Friday. Yeah, we had a hockey playoff game over here, but I came out a couple hours early, and I mean nothing. No requests, no nothing. I went into the Uber pickup area, caught a couple of cancellations because they didn't make it there on time, even though I texted them where to be. They didn't bother to communicate back, or they just decided to take their sweet time. Not my problem. Then there were 4 of us standing there. First guy got a ride request, Premier, $46. He declined it. Went to the next guy standing next to him, $47. He declined it. It came to me at $50. I accepted it because the math was right. And, you know, it had already been pretty slow. Plus, I noticed where the ride was going north of me, that there was, there was some surge and some bonus on Lyft and surge on Uber, whatnot. So I took the ride. Numbers made sense, better than $2 a mile. We went. Get up there, immediately get pinged with Lyft. Young guy, picking him up from one of the colleges, taking him to his apartment, about 6 miles away, ride paid $20. He gets in the car and he says to me, he says, dude, did I order the right ride? And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I said, you ordered an XL, right? He said, no, I ordered a regular Lyft ride. And I just want to make sure I'm not paying more than I'm supposed to. And I'm like, well, how much you paying for the ride? He told me. I said, well, it's paying me $20. So what probably happened was there was already high demand in that area I saw. It was already high demand in that area I saw. So there were no regular Lyft cars around. That's where the demand was coming from. Because remember on Lyft, right, all the Lyft rides, the bonus goes across the board, whereas Uber separates the surge out between platforms, X, XL, and then going to the next grouping, XL Premier. Although I'm starting to wonder about that too. I think we might be seeing Uber do like Lyft and the surges across the board. I don't know yet. I got to verify. But anyway, I assured the guy, listen, no, you probably paid the right price for this ride, and there just weren't any basic rides around, so they sent you to me, which for me, it made sense. It was a half-mile away pickup, 6-mile ride, $20, boom. Got another one, was within a mile pickup, coming back south. That one went like 4.5 miles, paid $20, boom. Caught him off the rip. So, and then I was feeling a little bit. Anyway, this was $110 last night, but those first 2 hours of nothing, like just kills the whole per hour and the time and all that. So I'm a little concerned about today, but we're going to find out. Yes, we are. Let's go. So as you can see, we're back in the office this morning, and I want to talk about something that I saw last night with Lyft, and I'm sure it's the same with Uber, but Lyft finally gave me an opportunity to compare apples to apples when it comes to upfront pricing. So before we get into that, I'm going to show you right now. This is my current rate card for Lyft. This is the Uber Black. You can see it's $1.80 base, $1.73 a mile, 29 cents a minute, okay? And the reason, I'm going to show you why that's important in a minute here. So let's bring up first ride last night, okay? First ride. You can see went 41 miles, 41 and a half miles, 88 minutes, okay? And you say, well, Vinny, man, that looks great, 141. What are you going to bitch about? Well, there was a $50 tip on there, okay? $50 tip. So technically, I got paid $91.61 for this ride. It's fair game. It's a decent ride. You break it down by the mile. You break it down by the minute. It's a good paying ride, right? Not a problem there. But then my next trip, which was over here, okay? This ride only went 9.5 miles, 30 minutes. Wound up paying, you say, well, Vinny, it's paid $41. Well, technically it didn't. There was an $8.46 tip in there. Technically the ride paid $32.72, which was actually above the rate card, right? But then we had another ride last night coming out of the concert. This ride, $46.52. Get into the details. You say, well, Vinny, 30 minutes here for 22 and a half miles, $46. Sounds good. 30 minutes here, right? These two same time, $41.18, which it's not. I'm going to show you in a minute. And 41 miles for $141, which we know it's not. It's $91. All of them sound great till you get into the details. This $46.52 ride had a $9.25 bonus on it, which I keep telling you guys, it's not a bonus. It's fair replacement. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. So when we look at these rides, because I did all the math already so that we didn't have to waste a lot of time with the calculator. But let me show you here. Let me increase this size so everybody can see it good. So we see the trips here, right? Trip A, which was the first trip of the day, 41 and a half miles, 88 minutes. We're not going to count the tips and the bonuses because we shouldn't count those in as part of upfront pricing. Their upfront price, $91.61. My rate card price, $99.11. $7.50 less than what it normally would be. Not a big deal, right? One ride, no big deal. The second trip, which was trip C, 9.5 miles, 30 minutes, right? Again, we're not counting the tip. Upfront price would have been $32.72, right? By the rate card, it was $26.93. So I actually made out on this ride, right? By $5.79. So what is that? About $1.30 difference, right? I'm only down $1.30, no big deal. But then the trip last night at the concert, and I keep telling you guys, when the crowd goes left, you need to go right, unless you have no choice. It was been so slow out there in the markets. The airport queues are overflowing. It's craziness. I went to the concert, okay? And what happens when you go to these concerts? Well, they're going to keep feeding these rides to the lowest guy until somebody finally takes it and they make more money, which, you know, it shouldn't be that way. We should have some kind of a standard. Anyway, so I get the ride. It originally comes through, right? The upfront price is $36.20. That's not what it showed me. It showed me $46.52. But when we look at the rate card would have been $49.52 before the bonus, $58.67 with the bonus. I wind up losing $22.47 on that ride, which winds up being a total loss on the day of just about $19 and change. Okay, so you say, well, you know what, Vin? It's not that big of a deal. Well, yeah, it is a big of a deal. Because if we bring up, let me go back over here for a minute. If we bring up my calculator, okay, everybody can see that. All right. Gas is roughly $3.50 a gallon right now for me. You divide that by about the 22 miles I get to the Gallon City Highway, which is damn good. Okay. Works out to 16 cents a mile. So when we look at all of those rides and we add up all the rides, right? 41, 63, 64 miles, right? 83 and a half, we'll call it 84 miles there. Plus you got to factor in the mileage to go get them. So we'll factor in, we'll just call it an even 100 miles for these three trips. Okay, an even 100 miles for these three trips. So we're going to go plus 1.6, right? And we're going to multiply that by 100 for the 100 miles at $16. That's my gas, give or take. That's my gas to complete these trips. So basically, I'm giving them my gas money. And if you do this over 4 weeks, $64. But you do this over 10 months, $640. You see what I'm driving at here? A lot of times we think in the short term, you're like, well, hey, Vin, you know, it's only $1.30 difference there. What are you bitching about? Well, here's the problem. That $1.30, and then when you get hit with these kind of trips here, right, where you lose a ton of money on it, right, you wind up losing in the long run. And let's be honest, the long run is where we're at. So this is just the first opportunity I've had in the same day, same type of settings, no raining now and dry later and all of that crazy. This was as even as I could get. And it was the first time I could compare apples to apples. So I wanted you guys to see this. You know, at the end of the day, listen, I made damn good money on the night last night. I cannot complain about my money. All right, transition over. Here were my earnings for the night last night. $83.70 on Uber for 3 trips. $229.31 on 3 rides for Lyft. Lyft absolutely dominated Uber for me this week by about 4-to-1 money-wise. Might be a little more than that, actually. But the point is that if I'm going to be taking a haircut, okay, it's $310 last night, which should have been $330. If we're going to continue to take these haircuts, you know, in the long run, we're all going to lose out here. I got a video, get ready to come out here in a couple of days. 3 things Lyft, the new CEO, should do that would straighten out a lot of this mess and driver dissatisfaction. Because let's be honest, this is driver dissatisfaction. This is driver frustration. And I know he's interested in, you know, taking care of the riders. But brother, without us, there is no you. So it's got to be a two-way street. We got to give a little. That's fine. But you guys can't be taking a lot like this. Anyway, that's all I got for this week. See you next time.